Welcome to part 2 of this episode.
That's expensive for a kettlebell. I'm like over here complaining for a $32 Pilates class.
Right. Well,
Like,
now you're in the
dang.
world. Now you're in the world where everybody's competing with Planet Fitness, and when you can go get a fitness gym membership for $25 a month, that you can literally go anywhere in the nation. That kind of price point just doesn't even make sense anymore.
It doesn't, yeah. You are paying for the expertise of the instructors at that point.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest, at that time, they were the only people doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Since the Soviet era in the USSR, which, by the way, is just all CrossFit is. It's Soviet era training.
Yeah, I know this from you.
Yep.
Okay, so they bring up popular workouts: Tae Bo, Pilates, and spin.
Billy Blanks. Oh my God. So not only is Billy Blanks the father of Tae Bo, but he is also one of the many people from that era that had to run away from the IRS and flee the country.
What?
And he returned as a like C and D movie actor. But Billy Blanks totally had one of the. This is also the era of cardio kickboxing. Again, the martial arts school that I was a part of, we did cardio kickboxing, and it kept us alive. Cardio kickboxing. We were all living off Billy Blanks' Tae Bo, man.
Mm-hmm. That's sweet. I've never done Tae Bo. I've just done boxing.
You're just doing a lot of kickboxing. Again, it goes back to that corporate wellness, type A personality, overstressed, underexercised, hit this thing, get a sweat on, feel better.
Yep. And Pilates.
Violent aerobics.
That's wild. You're like, do you have anger issues and you want to move your body? This is
you
for
want to move
you.
your body? Come on over here.
Low key, I punched a bag the other day, a punching bag, and I haven't done that in a while, and that felt fantastic from my anger.
Yep.
Anyway, back to Pilates, which I took my first real Pilates, not real, but first Pilates class in a couple years.
Did you do a reformer class?
No, that's what I want
So
to do.
you did like
next.
floor Pilates.
Mm-hmm. They call it mat Pilates.
Okay. It's nice to know we've rebranded in the last 20 years.
I figured it was the exact same thing. Yeah, it was hot though. It was in a 95-degree room, which I enjoy sweating while I'm working out, but anywho, it was good. And then also spin class. I don't really like spin class, I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
spin class to me seems like you have to have a really good DJ. Like the instructor has to have good music, or it's like
that's kind of the whole thing. It's kind of a club vibe. That's actually
vibe.
that is the whole selling point of spin class. That and the fact that you can take a room the size of a closet and put 30 people in it, and they don't hit each other. It's really spin is better for the club than it is for the people.
Yeah.
And it's just the new version of eat carbs and do cardio. This is also when yoga became like when everybody and their brother started a yoga class, because all I needed was a leash and to tell you to bring your own mat.
Yeah.
This is the period of franchise niche gyms, and then as a result, just micro gyms that either did class structure or and I ran a business the same way. I started mine in 2011, 2012, where it was you do small group trainings, that pays your rent, and then you do one-on-ones, and that's basically how you make your money.
Yeah.
And so you're going for minimal build out, maximum leverage. And that's that.
Yep.
That was that model at that time.
Yeah. And what I'm kind of doing now.
Oh, it's still a valid model.
Yeah.
It's still super valid.
Yes. Okay. Do you know who Billy Blanks is?
That's what I just talked about.
Oh, you just. Oh, yeah.
Tae Bo.
That's what
Billy
you
Blanks.
said. Yeah.
Billy Blanks. We all love Billy Blanks.
Okay,
if you need to know who Billy Blanks is, all you got to do is just YouTube it. It's out there. Look up Billy Blanks movies. That's the best.
I heard Banks. Okay, I'm gonna try and find a reference and put in there. Okay.
Billy Blanks is the fitness version of Wesley Snipes. Please don't kill me, Wesley Snipes.
I don't know who that is. Okay. Do you know who Cindy Crawford? Okay. Sorry. Your face, I don't know if it got frozen or if you were...
No, that was my face.
Okay, that's you. From the way that you said that, I knew that you were going to react that way.
Oh, Wesley
Okay.
Snipes is one of my favorites.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're coming back to the present. You ready for the present, or you want to stay in the back?
Believe me, I'm very much in the present. All right, give me the present.
Okay, our focus is on longevity and personalization. Do you think that's true?
We're in that industry. I mean,
We are.
we're very much in that industry.
Yeah, we are. But do you think, I don't know, are people still focused on that? Like, I find that.
Just don't pay attention to Instagram.
Yeah.
This is the problem, is that Instagram is the loudest voice in the room. And like I say, it's just a bunch of 26-year-olds with a bicep vein and a booty telling you how to live your life. And we have no idea. And they all think they're original. And what's hilarious is, like I said, like if you've lived through 3 decades of this, you're like, okie dokie.
Good job.
Yep.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Good job. Good try.
And mind you, we're just tracing the boomers this whole way. We're actually just aging with boomers because they are the largest financial demographic. It always trends in their direction. Always.
Yeah. Okay, so the popular workouts: hybrid training and functional fitness.
What I do.
Yeah.
Well,
so
my version of it.
Yeah.
Functional fitness has basically become combined cardio and the big 6 lifts, and that's terrible. I don't agree with that at all. But
it's also been CrossFit. Like some people think it's CrossFit, and some people think it's like low impact training is what I found.
And a bunch of this happened, particularly around CrossFit. A bunch of this happened around something that's known as lactic acid anaerobic training, and basically we now know that anaerobic training and lactic acid was stated as a precursor to anabolic growth. So the idea was, we're going to just deprive you of oxygen. We're going to make you produce as much frickin' acid in your body as humanly possible through anaerobic respiration. And that's going to be a precursor to the hormones that you need in order to grow. And so the idea was, you just keep doing that.
Over and over and over.
Over and over and over again. But if you vary the stimulus, you're going to... This goes back to like P90X. Do you remember P90X?
Yeah, I did.
Muscle confusion. Yeah. Muscle confusion. Let me tell you something. Muscle confusion is just something that's called... it's the same concept that CrossFit's pitching. There was a guy named Louis Simmons. He very much studied the old Soviet system. This is my old training is in Louis Simmons and early kettlebell from Pavel and all that. And the idea was that you varied the stimulus. And by varying the stimulus, you were hitting different muscle fibers. And by hitting those different muscle fibers, you would maximize growth patterns in the idea that you could recover quicker by rotating the stimulus. You were less prone to injury because you wouldn't be pounding the exact same rift every single time. And there is a lot to be said for that. I actually... Louis Simmons, although it is difficult to listen to him, because he knows everything so well. He's so all over the place. Anybody out there ever using something called a reverse hyper, you are a child of Louis Simmons. Louis Simmons invented the reverse hyper. And like there is a lot to be said for that science. I do stand by that science.
Can you explain the reverse hyper?
Yeah, the reverse hyper is a table that has essentially a pendulum underneath it. You stick your feet in a strap and you go into a reverse hyper extension, which is kind of like going into a swan position. Typically, you're supposed to have your arms anchored in front so that your lats are at full extension. So when the legs swing underneath, it actually puts traction on the spine and pulls on the thoracolumbar fascia, but supporting the pelvis and lower body. The like super early versions of reverse hypers were literally like chains and belts and boards that you just laid across like a squat rack with the spotter bars on. And now they've got them. You can Google it or show an image of it. But like I've had multiple reverse hypers, and then the GHD, like the two functional. Like things, it's the reverse hyper and the GHD. They like go together in the powerlifting world as like absolutely quintessential for core, glute, and hamstring, like hip and core development.
Yeah, Anybody who's ever done CrossFit knows the GHG.
And it's because Louis Simmons like linked himself to the CrossFit community because the reverse. So CrossFit gyms started to specialize. And what you would see is you'd see one that went like I worked at one for a little while, like as a consultant, or like I wasn't really a CrossFit instructor. I came in and did other things. But this guy named Max, he was a former like cycling champion. And he was doing what I would say was like in the direction of cardiovascular and anaerobic conditioning. His system got really cool. They were using heart rate monitors and doing active recovery. So like it wasn't you do this many reps in a minute. It was do your reps when your heart rate exceeds this level. Make sure that it drops back down to this level before you continue. Like that was brilliant on his part. It was that zone style training. And then you had other people that were doing like gymnastics specialties. You had other people that were doing powerlifting specialties. You had other places that were basically like hybrid strongman gyms. CrossFit kind of fractured into all these weird, it kind of went the way of martial arts, actually.
Yeah. So did the heart rate monitor guy play any role into Orange Theory? Do you know?
No. Orange Theory, so there's a science called zone training theory, which is all about, it's all about getting that anaerobic stimulus, but not winding up giving yourself DOMS every 3 weeks, or rhabdo.
Yeah, can you explain? Does everybody know what rhabdo is?
So rhabdomyosis is when you essentially turn your blood into acid because you produce so much lactic acid that your body becomes catabolic, and you can get rhabdo by having a crush injury. I just want to point this out. So if I get crushed, a crush injury, yeah. So if like my leg gets smashed between something, the breakdown of that muscle tissue will give me rhabdo. So it's literally exercising to the point that your muscle tissue breaks down to where you become acidic, and it becomes damaging to like your kidneys and your brain, and like you get rhabdo.
And so I just want, for context, if you're going through like the beginning training for CrossFit to be an instructor, they talk extensively about this.
Because it's a common side effect, especially if you're, I don't know, low carbing. And
intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting and doing all the things and then jumping. Oh, by the way, fun fact for everybody out there that doesn't know this, cold plunging actually lowers your ability to produce muscle.
Yes, I'm sure it does.
Look the studies up.
I believe you. So... No, I believe you, but I think it's funny that like cold plunging got like such a big hype for so long, and now all these studies are coming out that it really didn't do.
It was like I just had a client ask me about this today. New client, he's like, "Well, is inflammation the devil?" And I'm like, "Sometimes." I'm like, "It is when you get it from alcohol and sugar." I was like, "But you need inflammation for your body to signal repair."
Yeah.
So you can't constantly be pushing down inflammation and get muscle growth.
Yeah.
So you need a certain amount of inflammation. But it just can't be chronic inflammation.
Everything, moderation, appropriate timing. Anywho.
Yeah.
Okay. Where were we at?
Well, we're in the modern age of function, and we were saying that functional training really stemmed out of the CrossFit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised GPT hasn't brought up CrossFit because it's been one of the most influential things in the last 20 years, truthfully.
Yeah, it's true. So what it is bringing up is the technology part, which is more relevant for, I think, now.
Like wearables?
AI trainers, smart rings, watches, and VR.
For general activity, I think VR is brilliant. I really do. And as far as AI training goes, I think there's a lot of value in using AI for example, learning how to count, like how to guesstimate macros. And things like that.
Yes. I had a client who used ChatGPT for ordering at restaurants. Yeah. So she'd be like, okay, I need a meal that's like, has like higher protein, lower carbs. What should I order? And that works really well.
I did a custom nutrition coach GPT for my family and friends. And they liked it so much that I actually just gave it over to my clients as a freebie for them to try it. And all it is the coolest feature on it is that you can take a picture of everything in your fridge and everything in your cabinets, and it will help you put together nutritious recipe ideas.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really cool. So little GPT trick, it will, if you give it context and you say, I want a high protein, high fiber, low GI meal. This is what I have in my fridge and my cabinets, and you take those pictures, it will help you come up with meal ideas.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome.
It's pretty cool.
That's a really good tip. That should be our challenge, is that, like, have ChatGPT come up with recipes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually really good at it.
Yeah. And then the smartwatches and all of the data-based training.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's better than running blind and getting rhabdo.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not 100% accurate. Nothing is.
They're not.
But I think it gives people a much better sense of. I think there's a lot to be. I mean, listen. The reality is these technologies aren't going anywhere, so we might as well utilize them. And the reality is that from a I don't know what the right word is. I want to say epidemiological perspective. I think that's the right word. Like social health perspective. I think the amount of data that we're gathering is going to be very useful down the line.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that when you're talking about like understanding where you're at, it's better to have some information, especially over time, for people. And I think that's where it's the most helpful, where like the nitty gritty of like how many exact calories you burned for the one workout is not as relevant as like, have you noticed a trend that you're walking half the amount that you were walking last year? Like that is a way, like you could do a lot more with that kind of pattern, and it can directly go into your habit.
I'll give a concrete example. I have had multiple clients have they're like, I'm never getting proper rest. I'm never getting proper rest. My heart rate's high when I sleep. Something is wrong. My oxygen levels are strange, and then they'll go get checked, and they have apnea. Yeah. And it's not. I think that you can learn a lot if you learn how to read the stuff in metadata, not day to day, but in the meta cycle. I think you can really see when health issues arise. I can tell when I'm going to get sick. My resting heart rate goes up. I can tell when I'm going to get sick, and I can adjust early on. Yeah. And I think there's, I don't know, I think, but I also think that there's people that like have a hard time, that they become obsessive.
That's what I mean. That's what I was getting at. Yes.
And so
becoming obsessive is not super helpful.
No, that's not helpful. And so you might need other ways to manage that. It depends on your personality, where I'm the type of person I prefer data.
Yeah, I like data. I also think that like specifically with weight loss and looking specifically at how much you weigh, at a very micro level, like every single day, that is when it becomes very unhealthy, and the data is not necessary for some people.
And this is also true for, I think, when I've worked with people in the past, where it's like, I've worked with them, we've looked at their nutrition, we've looked at their activity, we've used the devices, we've tracked the calories. Something's wrong. You need to go talk to your doctor. And trainers need to know when to shut up and be like, you need to go talk to your doctor. Something's wrong.
Yes. I had a client the other day that was like, my doctor thinks that I should go get this checked out at the ER, but I don't really know. I was like, you should listen to your doctor.
You should listen to your doctor.
Listen to your doctor. Okay, let's go on to cultural icons. Peloton instructors and YouTube trainers. It's true. The Peloton workouts are I've never even done one, but I've seen results from people who do them, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
If you're deep in the strength training world, you're like in my generation and the time period that I've been around, like the two superstars are Bjorn Hofbronson and Eddie Hall. Like, dude, they're inhuman. Like, and then if you go back into the 90s, there was like Magnus von Magnuson. He was like the strong man of, like, there's freaking like videos of this guy like literally pressing a platform with people on it. Like, yeah, Magnus von Magnuson is like #1 best name ever.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know.
Period. Yeah. But like in the super strength department, those guys are superstars.
Okay, I don't even know who those people are. Obviously,
you don't know who Eddie Hall is?
I don't think so.
Eddie Hall did the undoable. So even to reference another guy I was talking about earlier, Louis Simmons once said in an interview, I'll never forget this. He said, "I don't think we'll ever see anybody deadlift more than 1,000 pounds. Nobody's breaking that record." And he's like, the bottleneck is the grip strength, It just can't be done. It's impossible. Eddie Hall broke that record and then came back a year later and broke it again.
That's wild.
And he did it in Ohio. He did it at the Schwarzenegger in Ohio. And yeah, it was, I mean, that was like, this is like when they broke the 5-minute mile. Like, there was a time they were like, no one's ever going to break a 5-minute mile. And once it was broken, and now people are running like almost sub-4s. Like, it's crazy.
I know, I was like, that's wild.
Yeah, so like Eddie Hall did the undoable within our lifetime. Like, it was, and mind you, they broke the 1,000-pound squat record back in the late 70s, early 80s.
It just feels so painful.
It
Just
looks
like,
painful to watch, actually.
ugh.
So like that's, but like, that's a huge gap. That's a huge gap.
Yeah. So one of the focuses on this era that ChatGPT is all about body positivity and adaptive fitness.
Yeah, that really started around 2000. 2020.
You think so?
It was right around 2020. 2020, like
Okay.
I would say like 2016, 2020 was the beginning of that. And now we've hit like, it is industry standard now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like it's starting to come back around to not just being all everybody.
Well, now it's so now it's more hyper aesthetic. Now it's almost back to the CrossFit camp thing, where like you pick an aesthetic and that's your identity. I'm a booty maxer. I am a aesthetic guy. I am a strong man. I am a functional person. Like it's these camps.
It's true. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I want a
like
ballet body. You know, whatever.
That's not a healthy body.
You pick a
FYI.
thing.
Ballet bodies are not healthy bodies.
Well, remember, I always say the two extremes that I studied really hard when I was powerlifting was sumo wrestlers, and like the Bolshevik ballet school, because I consider them to be equally as extreme.
I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's freaking wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. To wrap up, everything's the same. Just kidding.
No, it's not. It's very much, and I think we're trending in a. So here, give me your prediction for the future. What do you think in the next 5 to 10 years are going to be the new trends?
The new trends.
The new trends.
I feel like, so I do think there's like the body positivity part is going to start going back down. Like, I think we're going to care a little bit less about that. But here's where I don't know is Gen Z, they do a lot of like the emphasis on mental health is like, where is that going to play when it comes to fitness? Like, are we going to go all yoga, all breath, all like meditation realm? Or is there going to be a whole camp that's like, we need balance, we need to like stick with the functional situation? Because I hope it's more like in the functional realm. I don't know what the trends are going to be.
I believe that we are going to go into a period of what I would call fitness minimalism.
I hope so.
My prediction is that we're going to enter a zone of fitness minimalism where, like they're going to hyper commodify. I believe this is going to be off the seat of the fact that basically like 1/3 of people never returned to gyms after COVID.
Yeah.
And so we've seen this like explosion of home gyms, and as a result, home gym equipment, and as a result, AI app training, and really minimal equipment, and really pushing toward health and wellness, and really pushing toward mental health. And so compared to like, we'll say the 80s, this is going to feel like a phase of science-based fitness minimalism.
Yeah, where it's not so much about the hype of a gym or the hype of the fancy thing, but yeah, and I really hope it does continue to do that, because I think what I've learned, the more that I keep understanding fitness, is that the more equipment does not equal better by any means.
Nope.
It's actually the opposite.
Yep.
And once you know how to work with your body, you tend to understand how to use different equipment that often is not a machine, or is often not anything too complex for what your goals are. Just like
the full build out that I give clients for a home gym for working with me online is right around, if you go on the cheap side, It's between $200 and $300. If you go on the expensive side, it can range as high as $600 to $800. If you want to put a cable machine in your house, like a small cheap cable machine, maybe $1,000. But like, the reality is I travel all over the world with my gym equipment.
Yeah.
Because most of it fits in a bag that fits in a carry-on, and it's because it's a band set, and I have a pair of dumbbells here, and I have a pair of dumbbells when I go overseas. And if I don't have a pair of dumbbells wherever I am, I can find heavy things.
Yes.
It's not that hard.
Yep. Also, the bands that you use are so intense. I just bought some thicker bands.
Oh, the ones I use? Yeah, I love them, man. Like, I think they're great. And what's crazy is you can pair them up. Like, do you know I've had the same set of bands for like 4 years?
I'm like not surprised at all.
Yeah, just take care of them. Don't leave them out in the sun. Don't beat them up. Just take care of them. Like, and you will have the same set of bands forever.
Yeah. I have them in the studio, so they're all good there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, to wrap up, we talked about the future. Now you know the past, present, and future.
That's right. You heard it here first.
Okay. And we want to see your recipes, ChatGPT or not, new recipes.
I would love to see some people post some stuff online of like, I use ChatGPT to come up with a recipe. This is what we made. Oh.
Yeah. I can put that on
Salt
with
Bae.
the little...
You gotta do that. You have to do the
Oh, I have to pull it back like this.
Salt Bae, yeah. When I go through Istanbul airport, there's a Salt Bae restaurant. He's right on the top of it.
Oh, like that? Oh, you're frozen like that. Nice. Okay.
Oh.
Cool. Cool. Okay, that wraps up our long episode. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye!